with all of you. I've got so much of my history here. I've got former mentees, I've got former staff, we got former White House staff, classmates. This has been a wonderful reunion in so many ways. But I want to start by thanking Barbara for that very kind introduction and for the outstanding work that she is doing every day to empower women all across this country. Let's give her a round of applause. Amazing. And I'm thrilled to be in this magnificent museum. I am so glad that we're doing this here. Contemporary art is something that we care passionately about, so it's wonderful to be able to be in this magnificent space, although I will only see the kitchen and the service entrance, but I've heard it's a really pretty building. I also want to recognize the extraordinary women that you all heard from earlier today. Nancy, Stephanie, Jessica, Paula, Liz, you guys, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I hear they had a lot of good things to say. It's good stuff. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to Marianne Carmel and all of our host committee for their wonderful work in making this evening such a terrific success. And finally, I want to thank all of you, truly. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here with us this evening. It means so much. And I know that there's a reason why you are all here, and it's not just to see me. You can see me on Ellen. But you're here because you know that we stand at a fundamental crossroads for our country. You're here because you know that in less than a year from now, and the clock is ticking, we are going to make a choice that will impact our lives for decades to come. And I know that you are here because you know that choice will not just affect all of us, but it's going to affect our children, our grandchildren, for some of us, our great-grandchildren, and the world we leave for them long after we're gone. And that is truly why I am here today, and I'm going to be out there all over the country as much as I can. I'm in this for our children, for our future. As First Lady, I have had the privilege of traveling all across this magnificent country, and I get to meet folks from all different backgrounds and all walks of life, hearing what's going on in their daily lives. And every day I hear about how people are trying to keep it all together. I hear about their struggles, the bills they're trying to pay, the businesses they're trying to keep afloat. I hear about how they're taking that extra shift, how they're working the extra job, how so many people are saving and sacrificing, rarely spending a dime on themselves because they desperately want something better for their kids. And truly, make no mistake about it, I mean, these struggles are not new. For decades now, middle-class folks have been squeezed from all sides. I mean, the costs of things like gas, groceries, tuition have continued to rise, but people's paychecks just haven't kept up. So when this economic crisis hit, for far too many families, the bottom just completely fell out. Now let's be clear, over the past 3 years, your president has worked very hard to dig us out of this mess. And we have made some very important progress. Now you may remember that when my husband first took office, this economy was losing an average of more than 750,000 jobs a month. That's when he took office. Well, today we learned that we've now had 24 straight months of private sector job growth. So, just in case we all got our math right, that's 2 years. 2 straight years. We've been adding private sector jobs, a total of more than 3.9 million jobs. So I am proud of everything my husband has done to get our economy moving in the right direction, and I know that you all are too. We're proud of everything he's done to get this economy back on track. But we also know that we still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go in rebuilding our economy on a vision that we all share. The belief, as my husband says, that hard work should pay off, that responsibility should be rewarded, and that everyone in this country should get a fair shot. They should do their fair share. They should play by the same rules. I mean, truly, those are all the foundation for an economy that's built to last. They are basic American values, the values that so many of us were raised on, including myself. I mean, you guys know my story by now. My father was a blue-collar worker at the city water plant. My family lived in a little bitty apartment on the south side of Chicago. Neither of my parents went to college. But let me tell you what they did do. They worked, they saved, they sacrificed everything so that me and my brother could have more than they could have ever imagined. And more than anything else, that is what's at stake in this election. That fundamental promise that no matter who you are or how you started out, if you work hard, you can build a decent life for yourself, and yes, an even better life for your kids. And on just about every single issue, from healthcare to education to the economy, that is the choice we face. That's the choice. I mean, for example, let's just talk about tax cuts for middle-class folks. When you hear all that the president is saying about those tax cuts or unemployment insurance for folks out of work, when you hear that, that's about whether people will be able to heat their homes. That's about whether they'll be able to put gas in their cars so that they can even look for a job. It's about whether folks can send their kids to college, whether they can retire with a little dignity and security. And it's about whether people will have more money in their pockets, which means more money in our economy, which means more jobs. But that's what's at stake. And when it comes to jobs, I want you to think back to when all those folks in Washington were telling Barack to let the auto industry go under with more than 1 million jobs on the line. But Barack had the backs of American workers. He put his faith in the American